Alright, welcome to my surviving horizontal knockback guide for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm just going to go over some stuff that I've theorized or that I've discovered while labbing. So at 80%, when hit by a fully charged Samus neutral special, if I hold about 40 degrees below straight right on my controller, down and in, I survive. However, if I go to 81% and I hold the same angle, again, about 40 degrees down from right, I die. And this is without doing anything out of hit stun. I'll get to that later. If I go to 82% and I just hold straight right on my controller, I actually survive. I don't know if this is what was commonly thought, that holding down and in is optimal DI for horizontal knockback, or if that's just what I heard initially, and I never bothered to test it myself. But holding straight in actually lets you survive a bit later, in this case 2% later. As if I go to 83 and do it, whoops, let it go too early, I will die. Now if I go to 81% and I hold straight in, but I air dodge out of hit stun, I'll actually die a bit earlier. I see a lot of people air dodging out of hit stun in an attempt to survive a little longer, but it actually ends up killing you earlier. So unless you're trying to get that extra distance, because it can help you recover sometimes, I wouldn't recommend air dodging. If you just want to survive and you think you're going to get killed by the knockback, definitely don't air dodge. But what you can do is if I go to 83, which I would normally die at, and I jump, I actually survive. So jumping out of hit stun can help you survive a little longer. And if I go to 84%, and this can depend on character, if I do a forward air, I actually survive 1% later. As if I just do a jump at this percent, the neutral special will kill me. Because some characters, or at least Fox, tend to shift backwards a little bit during their jump animation, or the momentum stays a little strange and you keep moving towards the blast zone for a little bit after the jump. But with Fox, thankfully, both his forward air and his back air let him live about 1% later. So against neutral special, against Samus fully charged neutral special, which is a pretty big kill move, I can survive 4% later. If something would normally kill me at 100 horizontally, I can probably survive like 7 or 8% later. Maybe not 7 or 8, that might be too large an estimate, but you can survive longer. And holding it is also better because it allows you to recover higher. So this is about when it was first safe to side B. If I did it any earlier, I probably would have got thrown into the blast zone, because of if you use a special move, it carries the momentum, and sometimes you just die at like 60. And this is where I'm first actionable. Right here, this frame. If I were to try to recover here, I don't have a lot of options. If my opponent were sitting at ledge, I could jump and I could maybe hit them with a nair or a forward air or a downer, but I don't have any options for crossing up their shield. So there's a lot of counterplay there. If they see me jump, they can parry me, they can, for pretty much every option, including maybe the forward air, depending on, or the nair, depending on how high I do it, they might be able to just grab me out of shield. Another issue is that if I do an aerial here, it will have to be rising. So if I clip their shield before I start falling with it, it'll be incredibly unsafe. It'll be like -20 at worst or something similar. Or they can just react to what I do a lot of times. So I'll generally need to recover low, either jumping and sweet spotting the ledge or using my up special here. I have less options. However, if I hold straight in here and then I side B about when I first deem it safe, you can see that this is my second actionable frame, because Fox's air dodge is intangible on frame 2 and you can see the invincibility. But if I were to jump here, I have way more options. I can cross their shield up, I could hit them with a back air while crossing up, which against some characters Might even be safe if they parry it because they'll be facing forwards. Most people probably also don't know how to punish a parry when they're facing, punish a move that they parry when they're facing away from their enemy. I still have the options to air dodge to ledge. I can jump and then feign crossing up or landing aggressively and then just grab the ledge and work out of the corner there. I can even still go down below and then sweet spot the ledge or do up B. I have way more options here. So generally, I consider holding straight in, unless you're playing against a character or an opponent who likes to edgeguard high and you want to recover low, which if you have a tether recovery, you'll probably want to do, in which case DIing down and in if you think you'll survive it is probably going to be better. It's very situational. It depends heavily on you, on your opponent, your character, your opponent's character. But for the most part, I find DIing straight in to be much better. So it just depends on what you want to do and what you think your opponent is going to punish or what they won't punish. So I would recommend figuring out what to do for your character. But that's more or less what I have discovered. So I figured a lot of it wasn't exactly common knowledge, and I wanted to put this guide together. So yeah, that's it. Have a good one.